Something interesting that I've seen is that a couple pros really don't like the new CS2 beta. Loba said that a CSGO major winner wrote the following: the beta has a lot of bugs and that he feels there's a difference between guns in CSGO and CS2. Also that it's still 64 tick with the new system implemented and you feel it when you play it. Smokes having colors equals less comms and skill, and that it's just a noob friendly game to attract more players. So that's a lot to cover. Today, let's talk about all of it. But before we hop into it, if you're sitting on a bunch of CSGO skins and want to trade them for a fair price, check out SkinsMonkey, the best CSGO trading site. Not only does SkinsMonkey offer fair value trades for your skins, you could also use that code at the top of the description for a free $5 bonus on your first trade. If you're getting bored of your play skins, you could also easily trade them out for good investing items that have significantly increased in price over time, so be sure to check them out with that link at the top of the description. But for now, let's get right into it. Okay, so first off, regarding Loba's most recent tweet, he says hit reg is much better, but it's 64 tick with new technology, which kinda just isn't true. It's a completely different tick rate system, but he does have an argument here, which I've heard a lot, and it's that shooting feels like 128 tick and movement feels like 64 tick. B-hopping is really hard apparently, and it just feels weird. So that is a fair argument that I've heard a lot. Of course, I still don't have access to the beta, so I'm just going off from what I've been told and what I've watched. I've watched like 10 plus hours of Source 2 in the past 2 days, so I've heard all of the complaints, I've seen all of them. Most people say that same thing, that shooting feels like 128 tick, movement feels like 64 tick, and that B-hopping is really hard. But he goes on to say playing it is so bad, slow, and like Valorant, which, I mean, I don't really know what he means like this, honestly. Maybe regarding movement, because like Valorant's movement is much slower than CSGO's. He says it looks like a cartoon, which I mean, like, okay, that's kind of a bit ridiculous. And then he says B-hop and movement suck, which I thought he was talking about when he says it plays like Valorant, so to me that part doesn't really make sense. I have no clue what he could mean, and that it's finally just MM on a better server. So overall, a pretty negative review, but a lot of it relates to the thing I first said, with shooting feeling like 128 tick, movement feeling like 64 tick, which maybe they'll change, maybe that's intended, we don't really know. But he also says in his YouTube video that it's very noob friendly, since you could just see on the radar when you're running where the enemy can hear you from, which, I mean, personally, I don't think that's a big issue. That's not going to change the way the game plays out. It's just going to make something a little more convenient, even for pros, because you never really know exactly how far people could hear you from, but you shouldn't really have to dump hundreds of hours into the game just to learn every spot on every map where the opposing team could hear you from. This is honestly just a quality of life update to me, because you shouldn't have to really guess, especially as a new player, and even as a pro, you don't really know the exact spots. So I think this is fine. It's not like noobs are going to come to the game and destroy you because of this update. It's just very small in my opinion. But he also goes on to say in his YouTube video about nading smokes, and that it's really OP. I'm not gonna just play the clip. If you want to watch it, you could go on his channel yourself. I'm just kind of gonna summarize it, but it's like just the constant thing about any competitive game where pros just always whine about new things getting added. In Overwatch, a new character gets added, pros instantly say, oh, it's OP, it's too good, that needs to be nerfed, before it's even in the game and actually being tested. The same goes with Valorant. They're all games I've played a ton, watch a ton of pro players, and I've always heard the same thing for years. Always from pros complaining about stuff like this. It's like you've literally given it zero chance and just instantly find something to whine about. And these are always the same people that complain when CS gets a new map or really any significant changes, and they just talk about how bad they are, how we should go back to the old map pool, stuff like that. And it's so just draining. Nobody ever wants change. So to me, it's just ridiculous. Obviously, I think CS2 has flaws, but I know they're going to be adjusted. We're not even a week into the beta, and people think, oh, CS2 destroyed movement, oh, we're not going to have bunny hopping anymore, stuff like this. CS has been out for what, like 20 years, and you think they're just going to remove like bunny hopping and all the movement and all the things that made the game what it was? Sure, there's changes, sure they're going to be ironed out. I think people just need to chill out, dude, and give it some time. And also, apparently the other quote-unquote big names are sharing their opinions, but they don't want their names to be seen or to actually speak out on the issue or want any improvements for the beta. They just want to whine, and that's the main thing in CS. People don't actually care for the stuff to be fixed. They just want to whine about it, and that's how it's always been. So It's pretty stupid in my opinion. I think the big issues are gonna be fixed and people just gotta chill out for once. But either way, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, for now, I think that does wrap it up for this one. So as always, leave a like, subscribe if you did enjoy, and check out Skins Monkey for that free $5 bonus as well. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.